pandemic's the greatest thing ever happened to me. The other side is the other side, right? We all know that side. Mm-hmm. But the side that I love and helped me was everybody asked themselves the same question. What the fuck am I going to do? Am I not correct? Yeah. That's the only question you could ask. And then I was like, I can't go do shows, can't go do this, but I can do this.
Yeah, where the fuck did the toilet paper go?
Right? Yeah, exactly. And
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, do voice. I reinvented myself. I've been booking voiceover for a while.
That's crazy. Didn't somebody pitch you on doing voiceover during 2020?
Actually, during the pandemic, they had a voiceover class online.
This was probably DC.
You could go there.
A class for everything.
But I just had my baby, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me listen to this shit. Fucking open my eyes.
And that's all you got to do. I went back and organized all those. I had the best coaches. I'll fly to New York, then fly to LA, then come back to Atlanta and work. Just keep going back and forth. Because I had a companion pass with a girl I was messing with, right? So I'm being taught by the best coaches, but that shit ain't working because I thought I could just whoop there it is my way through shit. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I could whoop there it is my way through fucking everything, right? But you can't do that. And that's part of that self-reflection thing, right? Finding the negative and the positive. I thought it was the coach's fault. Man, they don't know what the hell they doing. But when I went back, the beginning of the pandemic, organized everything, I went through 40 lessons that I paid for, a lot of money for. And that first lesson, I heard the first voiceover I did, it almost made me cry. Not only almost made me cry because it sucked, but because I had to listen to myself talk 10 years ago and realize how big of an asshole I was, right? Or realize how my ego was playing a part in certain shit. Or not even that, just how 10 years is a long time. If any of you would listen to yourself have a conversation 10 years ago, it would make you throw up.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to my coaches and I'm like, well, because I'm an actor now and I've been through the whole gamut of acting, I went hard, I'm booking, and then because I'm doing voiceover to save my life so many times, I'm understanding what the hell they was trying to teach me. And I'm like, let me do this shit over. The first voiceover I did sucked, and I did it over again. And it changed my life forever because it was angelic, because it was the first time I had control over my voice. And I started booking instantly because back then the voice was, we're all in this together, COVID. That was the voice. Everything is going to be all right. From the hills and the mountains to the plains. Take care of each other. Like that's all the voice was. I can go low, I can go high. Hey, I can do any. I have total control of my voice now because every piece of voiceover.
Did you do any voiceover work before COVID, or was that literally?
I mean, I was booking and I was training, but going back over, listening to that stuff over and over and taking down notes, because what else did you have to do?
Yeah.
And I started booking instantly. Before COVID, I booked my first Pizza Hut commercial, national Pizza Hut commercial. It was for March Madness.
Those commercials pay a lot of money. I've had many friends do them in LA, and it's like I see these checks in the mail every week. I'm like, Jesus.
And it would have been a big one, right?
Yeah.
And I was happy.
Huge.
And it was like COVID, but I wasn't mad because I had booked it. Because I started acting in 2017. Because we had won our lawsuit. When
did that finally wrap up?
What was the
okay,
lawsuit
so
again?
I'm gonna tell you the whole thing.
We kind of skipped that.
But I know I was gonna come back to it, right? So what happened was it was 50-50 and everything was good, but then it came to us like, let us administer your half. You're still gonna get 50, but you'll pay us 10% to administer your half. So them having 10% basically gave them the 5%, it basically gave them 55%. So then now they can play the recoupment game. Well, we had to spend this on limos and this and that.
A studio
so you owe us this and you owe us that, and they did that for years, right?
And they're just approving the
yeah. And I'm like, what did we do? But I didn't know about publishing back then. So now when people come to me and like, put me on game, put me in the game, DC. All right, here, read this book. If you can't read, I got a video. You can look at the video. But come back to me in a month and we'll talk about it. And they never do. And the person that does, they're like, I get it, but I don't understand. I was like, And I explained it to him, like, but I still don't you got to go to the clubs? Don't you got to get women? Don't you got to have videos? I was like, look, man. I said, that's the front end. I said, I'm giving you the back end first. Because what happens once your record fades? Because it will fade. What do you have? Do you have your rights? If you have your rights on a mediocre record, you can license that thing forever. You can make a living off of it.
What were you calling it, Albert, when we were talking about the publishing with TQ? It was like your what? We were saying it was kind of like your 401k.
Yeah,
for music.
Well, it's a pension plan.
Like
that's how I look at it now. It's a pension
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
So I'm studying. I'm getting all this discovery together. I'm studying these cases. I'm fighting tooth and nail. They're making deals, and the original record company sues the new record company because the original record company had to go bankrupt. Then the new record company steals it out of bankruptcy because they just wanted Whoop There It Is, but Whoop There It Is wasn't owned by the record company. That's where that switch came, right, with the administration. So it was under a whole nother publishing company. But they tried to take it anyway because they knew that the record company was down. So they went years just making deals. That's why we're in commercials, Huggies commercials, all these different things.
Because the label went bankrupt, right? The label
went bankrupt,
just disappeared.
But
Yeah,
the label, Al Bell found Armin from Bridgeport, and they are the truth because they're the ones that go in and get people their stuff back. Bridgeport did Eminem down in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was using that for something down there. They went down there and tore their mouth out. Like I've always, that they are formidable because that's all they do is go get people's money. But they get their cut, right?
Everyone getting their cut.
Everybody gets their cut.
Yeah.
So these two record companies are fighting each other. And they wanted us to get along. I was like, I ain't signing nothing with nobody. I let everybody else fight it out. But I'm studying. And as time goes on, motion after motion after motion, to get a trial, you have to file a motion. You have to find a venue to have that trial. So you can't have it in California, this circuit. So when you hear the politics and they're trying to corner people and get them to sue them, and what court can I put them in that they'll grant the motion to have a trial? Because you got to have a good case to get a trial, to get to trial. That's why they have the grand juries and they have all that stuff. That's why it's the law. Mm-hmm. And they went through, I think, almost 100 motions before the Eastern District of Texas gave them their trial. And they went to trial. So now everybody's coming to me, we need you to say this. I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. We're the pawns in the middle. And I'm in the courtroom. And it's just in disarray because everybody's like, is he gonna mess up our cases? What's he gonna do? I was just like, I'm just here observing, right?
I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on. I said, this is my record.
My
You
baby.
know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
Shit.
it's my kid.
And so 2012, the original record company prevailed, and the judgment was $2.4 million, right? And the record company that got it, they appealed. And they kept appealing. And then they went bankrupt because they didn't want to give up. They started selling their assets and everything.
Because they knew they were
They
going
knew
to
they
lose
were going
eventually.
to lose, right?
Yeah.
And then they came at us, was like, well, if we can't have it, you can't have yours. So they tried to take ours. Then, because I did my due diligence and didn't become an old bitter-ass rapper,
Patience.
I gave a big box of discovery to Melinda Hayes in Florida. And she came up with 5 ways to win.
That was all the stuff you've been mailing to your mom.
So while
Yeah.
you were doing all this shit, what was Steve doing?
I mean,
What a dick.
Steve was chilling.
no. Steve put in work. You know what I mean? But Steve,
He knew to let you handle what you needed to
no,
handle.
it's just I'm relentless.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
See,
Nice.
I realized a long time ago. See, here's my philosophy. People can be mad. Steve is living his life, right? But Steve, we did this together. That's my brother. It's deeper than that, right? So,
You guys ever fight like brothers over the course of 30 years?
yeah, it's never a fight.
Just
because
over like stupid shit, basically.
I don't even, we get mad at each other sometimes, but I see that shit is a choice,
Yeah, for sure.
right? I choose not to go there. I don't care if I have a right to go there. I choose not to go there because then what, right?
Yeah.
Why
for no
why
reason.
aren't I look at all these groups and why they break up, right? So I'll take all that on myself.
But you do know all the punch, the after 30 years, you know every little thing that you could throw out at them.
Of course, but the true power comes in not even doing it because it don't make no sense to do it because we brothers.
Yes, for sure.
Right, so I love that dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not gonna just
when bands do this. I mean, it makes me want to cry because I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Well, that's why they always get back together because they realize how much money they're losing over that dumb shit.
But this is what I've realized over years with all my relationships is that the only way it works is that everybody get what they want. So if I got to put this on my back and this on my back and this on my back and this on my back, and I realize that ain't nobody gonna do the shit that I'm doing. I'm come to grips with that because it ain't for everybody. People can't exert my energy. I'm tired as fuck, but all y'all feel is energy from me, energy and game. Because I'm talking about the thing I love the most. Like, well, you need a woman in your life. No, I don't. The hustle is my woman.
Ooh.
Wow.
I love that motherfucker. I'll die for the hustle.
Got so many one-liners. You got so
I
many. We can make a clothing line off the one-liners right here, man.
Shit on coffee mugs.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I do 3-4 podcasts a day because the thing I say the most in podcasts is I'll come up with some cold-blooded shit and be like, and you know what? I just thought of that shit.
off the top.
But I remember them all. And then I trademarked them, and now that's how I can write my book because everybody's like, how do you get like that? But then I'm like, no, my book is about telling the stories that I'm telling now. But then what's the moral? So we get to the last motion, the last appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States. Can you imagine? The Supreme Court takes on the tag team. Whoop, there it is.
They're like, what the fuck?
Everybody's like, what?
TMZ.
But they didn't take it, right? And then it was over. That was 2017, and I laid in my bed, and I suffered from. I laid in my bed for a month, and it was like, what the fuck do I do now, right? We prevailed, but it was at a cost because you come back from war, missing a leg, arm, you got an eye patch,
right.
but you still living. But you're gonna go through that depression, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Every veteran goes through that until something happens, and the thing that always saved me, I got a call from some company like, we like your voice. We got 10 G's for you. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do now. Voiceover saved my life because I had spent all that money in the clubs that I had made, put into SEP IRAs, Roth IRAs, moved it around, invested. I'm a licensed commodities broker because I said I will never let nobody beat me out my money. So let me learn about finance. Year 2000, I look at CNBC, didn't know what the hell they was talking about. Year 2002, I know everything they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because I said, I like commodities. I like Forex. Let me pass the Series 3. I passed the Series 3 commodities test. I said, well, how am I going to pass? This shit is hard. Well, you could take it 3 times. Okay, well, let me go take it so I can see what's on the test. Took it and failed.
Just knowing I
just knew I was going to fail. I just wanted to see what was on the test, right? Second time I passed it. Now I'm a licensed commodities broker. I go start working. I was working at 3 firms. They came and set up in my house to where I could do it. But it wasn't for me because I would have had to stop music. And I wasn't doing that shit.
Hey, when I did the voiceover class, I was like, dude, this is like a hustle you could do forever.
And you don't have to leave.
Voice.
You don't have to leave your house.
I don't gotta get ready.
Nope.
I don't gotta get cute.
Hey,
Man.
I do. I just left the voiceover awards presented.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah,
saw
right.
that on your page.
You know
Awards?
you know Rick Party?
Yeah, Rick Party's my boy.
You remember like Jamster, the tech, we used to have text for ringtones and
Yes.
BET.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been to Rick's house. He got this fat crib in Miami.
Yep.
And he'll go sit
Let me
on the
tell you
beach,
something.
walk in his house, record a couple lines, go back to the beach. Like
Here's how I met Rick Party.
Oh my God.
During the Olympics, and the Olympics were in '96 in Atlanta. All these investors come from all over the place, buying up everything in Atlanta because they think they're going to make $1 million because it's the Olympics.
just for that one
Just for that one thing.
Yeah.
So they bought this big club. It used to be the Limelight. And it was a big club because they wanted to compete with Studio 54 in New York, right? And
Oh, Oh yeah, Limelight.
Yeah. Like they had a shark in the floor, like
Yes.
like it was one of them clubs, and they turned it into Rupert's. Yeah. And it was like they weren't making any money because nobody came, and we were like, I went to the owner. His name was Wayne McCombs. I said, look, man, you turn this club black, you're gonna make $1 million. And he was like, all right, let's do it.
Nothing to lose.
And Rick Party had just got to Atlanta to do V103.
V103, yeah.
And got Rick Party. All he did the whole first week was Atlanta Live, Friday, Atlanta Live. That's all he did. Atlanta Live. That first Friday, we had 3,500 people. I was the head DJ. And that was the greatest club I ever worked at.
Speaking of DJs in Atlanta, do you know JC?
Yeah. JC.
That's my boy.
JC, man.
That's Luda's DJ
JC.
for a period of time.
JC got fired from a job because he was a young, just hot, thought he was hot shit.
That's because he was from Detroit.
Yeah. And I came to work. He was like, man, I'm getting rid of that motherfucker. I want you, DC. I was like, all right. I always get there early. So I get there early. He get there late. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, you gotta talk to Vic. And Vic was like, get the fuck out of here. You fired. Right? But, I told him, I was like, hey, man, I ain't got nothing to do. I said, when people hire me, they hire me because I'm professional and I'm on my shit. And that was like his first gig, right? Like I gave most everybody in Atlanta their first jobs.
Yeah.
Jelly from all these cats.
Is JC still doing radio?
JC's one of the most incredible DJs ever.
Is he still in radio out there? I haven't.
No,
JC would check in every year. I haven't checked in with him in 4 or 5 years.
I love that dude because he came up through all of that. Right.
Yeah, when they went out, they were on the anger management tour, and I had just met him on there, and we came off, and he said, "Oh, I'm from Detroit, man." He's like, "You think I can come stay with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." 2 months later, he's still there. and
I'm gonna come visit.
It was funny. I told Ludacris, I was like, "Yo, man," I'm like, "Your DJ, he just stayed with me for." He's like, "Bro, he does that all over the world."
Yeah.
And I was like, he was.
He's a smart one. He's a smart one.
He's cooking, doing all kinds of stuff. But
yeah, man. So, now I'm an actor. I said I want to be. I actually got an agent for voiceover, right?
Yeah.
In 2017, because I had booked that by my own because I was on Voice 1, 2, 3. But then I got an agent because they were like, we need my voiceover coach in Atlanta was like, you need to go over there now. They need. African American voices. They love my voice, gave my demo, they pulled me in on the spot. And now I got a big agent, the biggest in the Southeast, the People Store. And I'm up there one day because I booked something and I'm doing the paperwork. And the owner comes in, Rebecca Schrager, and we meet and she was like, I love your face. Put him on camera. I was like, what that mean? Like, dog, that'll never happen. Said, you an actor now. I said, well, what I got to do? He said, you got to go take some acting classes, get some headshots, and just hustle. So me being me, man, I went hard.
That's what I was going to say.
Damn,
just listening to you,
about this.
just listening to you today, I'm like, I know that they could tell you to act any part and you got it.
Or no matter what they told you, you're going to do this now. You're like, all right, I got it.
But basically for
100%.
the acting, you took some classes, learned what you needed to know.
No. It was more than that.
Ooh.
I went to class. I would go to class and I would help the instructor set up their camera equipment a half hour before and then walk them to their cars afterward and help them clean up the chairs. Because now everybody else is gone, I get to talk to the acting instructor and they put me on game.
You're really getting game. Yeah, you're not getting
really
the generic game that everyone
and
else
every
is.
acting coach loves me because of that, right? And I did that. I was in class every day of the week. Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, sometimes twice in a day.
This was in L.A.?
In Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Whoever was teaching acting. Then the New York and L.A. would come during the weekend and do those workshops, and I'd be right there. And I'd be there early. Let me record something for you. Let me help you set up. Let me do this. Let me do that. You make yourself invaluable to them. Then they teach you the game. I remember I used to drive probably 45 minutes to this one acting class, this old dude. senile old dude, but he had a theater company in L.A. and his game was immaculate. And he taught me things that just everybody else wasn't saying. And you get that game. I'll go to the workshops. I'll be like, hey, so what's the hierarchy of how this thing works? Well, it starts with, a producer wants to get something greenlit. Then it gets greenlit. Then they go find the director. Then they find a casting director. Then the casting director goes through a million pictures, and then they have to cast the whole movie or television show. Mm-hmm. So that's why your headshots are important, because if you get picked for a headshot, you're getting picked out of thousands of people. Then they pick 50 to audition out of 5,000. And then you might be 2 or 3, so you want to have a demo reel because they want to see what you look like on camera, and then you get booked. Like, thank you. Because now I know how to hustle. Right?
You're looking for that real game. Everyone else is
everybody else
most people
is like,
in there just trying to get famous.
Am I going to get better with my hair being blonde, or is it going to be brown?
You're looking at the business side of it.
What are you talking about? Right? And it was hard because I was happy to be acting. So it might be a serious scene. I'm smiling because I'm happy to be acting. I'm like, yeah, I'm hyped. Because see, here's the thing. You got to compartmentalize everything you do. So everything has to be a come down for what I do on that stage. Because that stage takes everything I got. Because to give that energy, you have to be strong. You have to be relentless. You have to be almost out of your...
Does that help with the acting when they know that you had a song like that? And
they don't even know. Don't nobody know who I am until I tell them.
Yeah.
It's how you carry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a regular dude. If you walk, I can go anywhere. Even on planes, nobody knows who I am until I tell them. So to me, that is an attention thing. But I work in a strip club. I don't need attention. See, working at the strip club made me realize what not to do. With women, I know what women like. One thing they don't like is to be touched. Right? So you don't touch them. So everybody's always, I've had 50 women in DJ booth because they know I wasn't going to try them. Right? They could trust me. You know how much that means to people? When you in a gladiator pit full of lions and tigers and bears that all they're just scratching at you.
The strip club DJ is always the best one. He's the most important person.
Yeah, he drives the bus. But in the club, the DJ is the most important person because they drive the bus.
Yeah.
Right?
The bathroom guy's in there too.
You ain't getting on that stage if you ain't tipping him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do that. I was fair with everybody. I was like, okay, I'm going to show you that I'm going to make you feel so guilty for not tipping me. You're going to tip me forever. Find the negative. Make it positive. Right? I could take that. I could have felt some type of way about she don't tip me. Forget her. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make her so much money that she going to feel like shit. Because some other girl could be like, girl, your ass, you need to tip him because he didn't have to do that shit for you. Mm-hmm. Now she tips me forever, even if she don't make no money.
I've always said to girls, and I think I've said that to you before, I said, there's been times where, sometimes people end up in a club and they just don't got no money.
Yeah.
However, if you still
hate
just...
those motherfuckers.
Well, no, but here's the thing, though. If you
I hate them too,
if
but
you just say hello or whatever, that next time they could be the guy.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's always
It
a
has
setup for the
happened,
next
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's always a setup for the next time. You always have to show professionalism.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say you always have to have a good attitude. Just be professional. Sir, how you doing? You straight? You need anything? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, out here is just one. Do you want to go to the back room?
Yeah.
That's it. We want to go to the back room?
That's not what I do. I got a different hustle.
One day.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So you guys were when you guys performed out here, that was really close to the AVNs. Are you fans of any of the AVN girls currently?
You know what? I like.
Wait, hang on, before you answer that, Hugh, can you pull up my favorite?
We should have.
You got a favorite towel?
Yeah,
right
right behind you.
I'm sweating like a mug.
Lights.
Hugh's gonna pull up my favorite AVN girl.
Oh yeah.
There she is. So now, now here's your favorite right here.
Man, would you perform there? That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think? Whoop,
We
there it
did.
is.
Yeah.
I was going to
There
say,
it
have you
is.
been here since New Year's?
No.
No.
Oh, you came back.
I
Oh, okay.
came back.
Okay.
I was in LA yesterday.
Okay. You
Got to go to San Antonio tomorrow because we're
Well,
performing in the Alamo Dome.
So wait,
Oh,
what's that? What's you guys like the last? I mean, obviously we're just really getting back in the swing of things from COVID, but because I know like with us, like the throwback stuff is huge now. So
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Well, go ahead and ask your question.
no, I mean my thing is just like what's the schedule like as far as that? I mean, because I know you got a lot going on, but as far as that goes, like what's
There's
the tag team schedule like?
Shows.
Yeah,
No,
that's
we came out of COVID 1st, and I was nervous because everybody was like, because it was in Florida. Florida don't give a fuck.
yeah. That's what I went to
I was gonna
Texas
say
and Florida.
and Texas.
I went to Florida
yeah.
and Texas multiple times during
And
COVID.
we did the state fair, Clay County, some state fair, and I was feeling guilty because it was us. Vanilla. I was the first one back, but everybody was so happy. And this is when the commercial was fresh, and they were like, "No, we're good. We're giving vaccines out over in the corner over there." I was like, "Oh, really? We're good then." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no backlash like that in Florida.
Just,
It
it was like a mental thing.
Yeah, it was
like,
a mental
okay,
thing,
it's
right?
cool.
And then
It's all good.
they had sharpshooters all around because they didn't want no shit to happen. Like they were on it,
Yeah.
and that was one of the best shows we did. Coming out of the pandemic, and we have not stopped since.
You guys didn't ever try to reinvent the song, did you?
For what?
So
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad you
know,
said that.
right?
So there was a
exactly.
period of time. So I owned from 2001 to 2005. I owned a nightclub in Detroit, and I booked Vanilla Ice, and he's cool as fuck, good friend. But he showed up and he said, "I'm not playing Ice Ice Baby," and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro?"
He
like
does a lot,
he
yeah.
wanted to do a rock version of it. He switched it, and I said, "Bro, like you are blessed, like." Sing
Hey,
the
man.
fucking like I had to fight with him over it, and I'm like, sing your shit, bro. Like that's what people want to hear. Like,
And see, what he don't understand is, like, I played his record when he was on Ichiban Records, worst label ever. And I'll never forget it. I played it, and I didn't even know he was white. It was just a good record, right? Nobody knew he was white back then. It's like everybody comes with these, they come with these different stories like he's privileged and he's this and he's that. I was like, no, I respect him fully because I played his record when it first came out, when it was on a white label.
It was about the music, not the
It was about
the
all
image
the
back
other.
then.
Yeah,
nowadays it's social
everybody
media
come out like
and-
it was this master plan for him to take over the music industry because he
Yeah.
was white and this, and I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with none of it.
yeah,
Like, and that's why I love. You got to tell people the story because people they don't know, right? And people even today, people be feeling some type. But I'm like, you know what? I respect that dude because that dude getting money. He done figured it out.
he's man. I've seen him on. The fact that he's he anything from motorcycles to building houses. Like he's a talented.
See, everybody
dude.
forgets that he's got all that other stuff.
He's got everything else
right?
that
That's,
you need.
That's
all the
how
tools.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm like, people don't even know I'm an actor, but they see me and stuff, and they're like, "Wait a minute, is that? Oh my gosh!" Right?
So you didn't have to go through so something I went through coming out of the music in 05 is and I still to this day. I mean, yes, I get into ventures, but I was playing the purpose game. Like, what am I doing? Like, what is my purpose now? Like, am I like you can't
So-
reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to start over. I'm not going to So how did you get around?
So-
How do you get around that?
Because you got to know what you want.
Right.
I ask
what's
people
the
one
angle?
question.
Angle.
It's not even an angle. What do you want?
Yeah, I want to help. I
It's a
just told her
simple
that
question.
want to help people get to where they're going.
Exactly. So even when people say, "Well, I don't," I'm like, "Look, man, I am a solutions person, so I know what I want, and the way I do it is I think of the most fantastical, far-fetched, out of bounds, pie in the sky thing that I can think of, but I see it. Right?
Does it look like that?
You know what I'm saying? Though? I see it. I'm looking at it and I see it.
See the vision.
This is what I want, right?
Yep.
So, you're like, man, DC, you can't do that, man. Yeah, man, because sometimes the people that love you the most hate on you the hardest, and it's not that they hating on you; it's just that
They don't see the
They
vision.
know they don't see your vision, right? And that's why when they say you got to keep negative people away from you, no, because those are the people that provide you your fuel. They're the ones that give you those clues on how to do stuff. Because you're like, what if what they're saying is right? How am I going to combat that and flip it? Now I done flipped it, right? So now I'm looking at it. Okay, I can't do that. But what if I come back an inch? Still can't do it. Don't make no sense, dog. I don't know why you're even thinking about doing that. What if I come back even more? Well, I'm kind of doing that now a little bit because I'm trialing over, I'm meeting people. What if you come back a little bit more? Wait a minute. You did that last week. You're doing that. If you put this and that together, you come back even more. Oh, my gosh. This is what you're doing now. And what you've just done is you've made a reverse business plan with a stepladder to your goals and dreams.
Wow,
You've made the steps. Now it's time to put in the work, right? Now it's time to see what you're made of. But if you always see what you want, it's possible, right? So I know that they're like, what do you want? I was like, I want mastery. You can't, maybe I can't be mastery. Maybe I can't master everything. But I can sure enough be in the ballpark. If I'm in the ballpark, I'm getting paid. Because I'm good, I'm better than most. Mastery is a way of thinking. Mastery is doing whatever it takes to get what you want, right? But it comes, you can't, like I said, everybody's doing it on hustle and word of mouth. But there's 2-3 elements that they're missing, right? Which is this web game. The web game. I am masterful at SEO. I build Wikipedia pages, Wikidata, Wiki. I know how to code, JSON LD schema. I know how to rank YouTube videos. I know how to do all this stuff, right? Because you need to be able to have combos of things to work differently. It isn't just one way of doing it. So when people say algorithm, like you say, I don't even know what an algorithm is. Most people don't, because the way they're talking about it, you know they don't know what an algorithm is.
Well, you know, going to somebody in music, everybody was saying during this whole like Tekashi 6ix9ine era, which, like I said, I didn't really get his music or why he was being so successful, but they were saying that he had mastered the, I don't even know a word outside of
Tekashi mastered doing stupid shit on video. That's if we were young, if we had this back when we were young, we think about Whoop There It Is back then.
Damn.
Now.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With video and all this and content and all that shit like that, it'd be over. It's like that now. I download every single TikTok we got and then regurgitate it. Because all I do is do the stories. Anything somebody does about me, I repost it and say thank you. That's the biggest form of flattery.
That's why I was out. You were the only artist that reposted it.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to fans.
That means a lot to
Yes,
it does.
It's like you said, staying after, taking that picture, signing that autograph.
Yeah, because
you build a fan for life.
Like, I'm so cold with it. I usually come out with a button down, but then I open it up halfway through and it's a QR code, a t-shirt with a QR code on it. Because everybody's doing this.
Yep. Anyways,
Oh my God.
And you got the little thing moving around, and they got to click it. And when they click it, it goes to our site. Now it's locked in their phone.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
So you see how many people was out there. I missed the opportunity, right? But, we've been running, and sometimes you miss those opportunities. Like, I will pay money to go perform at conventions. Because and that's one thing. This is my best advice to anybody. Join an organization. I'm going to tell you a story. So usually when you get a Geico commercial, you are gone. Salt and Pepper did theirs 2014. They've been touring ever since. It was a revitalizer on a level that you cannot imagine. But
did you have Geico insurance at the time? Okay. Just wondering if that came with the deal.
So
that's crazy.
We can't do shows. So I'm like, damn, I got to take advantage of this. So let me find a publicist to blow up acting and voiceover. I'm going to do something. And the publicists, and they were like, well, we don't know what to do with a commercial. It's a pandemic. We're working from home. They gave me every reason why they shouldn't instead of one reason why they should. I said, you know what? Be my own damn publicist. And I joined the Public Relations Society of America. And I'm 2 days in. This is Super Bowl week. And I'm on this Zoom cast. And it's this old school publicist. Lady has a PR firm. And we get to ask questions. I raised my hand and said, our press release is relevant because I had a press release, but something told me to hold on to it. And it's like, well, what's it about? And well, I'm kind of featured in a national commercial called Scoop There It Is. And I'm looking at the chat. Like, wait a minute. Is that him? What the hell is he doing in here? Oh my God, my mama loves that. My dog loves that commercial. Blew up the entire chat. But I did this on purpose because now the whole chat is about me. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, I love that commercial, by the way. And of course it's going to work because the whole last year has been COVID. The whole last year has been political. And here you guys come spinning scoops and throwing sprinkles and DC, your smile. She said, you're going to go here for all the publicists. You're going to go here for all the TV talk shows. You're going to go here for all the journalists. You're going to go here for all the podcasts. She gave me the entire breadth of her professional career in 10 minutes. And it has changed my life and put my game on a level that I could have never imagined. The next day, it was a Tuesday. I dropped it on a Tuesday. That Wednesday I get a call from the Dan Patrick Show, Super Bowl week. It's like, we want tag team Super Bowl week on Friday. I was like, well, we want tag team on Friday. I was like, okay, you got tag team on Friday. Now I'm on the Dan Patrick Show, national television, talking to Dan Patrick about Magic City and Tom Brady. All because I joined the organization, I showed up, and I asked the questions.
Did Tom Brady go to Magic City?
I'm not going to go there.
No comment on that one.
Shout out to Tom for being single.
And now I can get anywhere I want. I know how to do press on a level nobody knows because I combine them. When I do a press release, I'm doing it for the links, but I'm also doing it for the press, but I'm also doing it for the headline. I'm also doing it because I know that every time I do a press release, 600 entities pick it up and they run with it because tag team is in the title, right? And now Wall Street Journal pick me up. All the local news stations don't pick me up and put me on their blog. And they stick because I know SEO. I know how to make them stick. Most press releases disappear because it's just, we're doing this and this and that and that. Now mine is like strategic. And now I got all the juice from all that power to power anything I want to do because I learned SEO. That's just one reason. That's one way. Now I'm in part of the NSA, National Speakers Association, right? That's why I came here. I had a meeting I got one of the biggest agents for motivational speaking in Vegas because Vegas is the convention capital of the world.
Sure is.
Bruce Marin. Bruce Marin is my guy. And his first clients was Muhammad Ali and Jackie Robinson. And he fucks with me. Right? So that comes from press releases. I asked the Dan Patrick, I said, well, what made you choose us? We saw the press release. Really? 2 weeks later, I'm on a Tamron Hall show. Hey, what made you pick us for this? Daytime television, national TV. Everybody's mama's looking. Now my phone's blowing up because everybody said, my mom saw you guys, man. They're so proud. Right? The press release.
Yeah.
So now I know how to work them. That's why stuff falls out the sky. So you can get what you see by implementing those little things or getting an organization. People have been in there for 10, 20, 30, 40 years and they're masterful at what they do. They love their profession. They can sit you down and put you on game to where it would take you years to try to find it out for yourself. That's why I tell everybody, join an organization. If it's something you want to do, join that organization. You guys, I'm thinking today, I've been thinking the last couple of weeks, everybody is here in Vegas in the convention capital of the world, and all the game comes here every year. And everybody's still trying to figure out how the fuck do I come up? And you guys, it's all here for you.
Yeah, that's facts.
If you look at the convention list, I look at the convention list in Vegas, and I'm like, okay, that's something I want to learn. Let me join that organization. Join it, $200, $300 a year. Then I come to their convention. Then I just sit and post up. I pull out 2 computers. I get to working. People come from the classes. They put their thing down. They be like, hey, so what do you do? Well, I'm this, that, and that. And I get to talking to them, and boom, they're like, what do you do? Well, kind of like an entertainer. You heard that song, Whoop, There It Is? Oh, my gosh. But that's how you leverage what you do, right? Nobody knows who I am until I tell them, but I leverage it in a way that gets me information and puts me on game. And now I got these are some of my best friends.
People got to understand that you never know who you're sitting next to on that plane.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you a plane story. I'm sitting next to Low Key, right? Country group, and they're one of the biggest groups in country. And all the flight attendants are on over them, and we're in first class, and I'm looking at them like, "Hey, you guys, what do you guys do?" Like, "Oh, we're Low Key, we're the country singers." I was like, "Oh, we got the record with the Beach Boys. You know, they're hot." I was like, "Oh man, that's cool. I'm an entertainer too, man." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, man. I made the song called Whoop There It Is, tag team. DC, nice to meet you, man." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, Whoop There It Is, okay." And they're just like, and then we just looking at, wait a minute.
It took a minute to hit.
Do you Whoop There? Yeah, Whoop There It Is. Sprinkles. Oh my God. It's just like, now the tables have turned, right?
Yep.
And they tell everybody on the plane, now I'm holding up the plane because all the flight attendants want to take pictures with me. Then I get off the plane. They're like, "Hey, man, would you love to do a TikTok with us?" I got you. We do a TikTok together. And then we just walk to our destinations talking shop, right? I know how to leverage who I am. Because there's nothing more you hate when somebody like, "You don't know who I am?"
Yeah.
Nah, motherfucker.
Now I don't care. I don't care anymore.
I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I watched, and that's what the strip club did for me. I watched and learned what not to do. Women can't stand that shit. You don't have to do that. Only thing you can say to a woman is, "Can I buy you a drink? You need something to drink? All right. You need to dance? You good? Well, here's $20 just because." And now you go to the other side of the club. She will find you.
Oh, yeah.
She will find you. Just those gestures, because that's admirable. That shows them, you show people how a man is supposed to act. I don't care what type of woman you are, that is an elixir. I don't care what. So that's what you do, right? And then for me, I just like to show women how to make money because everybody can learn.
I feel like I want to set up some stuff right now at Spearmint Rhino, Sapphire, just have you come through and just get. I feel like everybody out here just needs a little pep rally.
I mean, the easiest one is go. I don't care who the fight. You go to Edward Jones, go to anybody, and just see. Here's what I do. When I became a licensed commodities broker, I was like, shit, I want a hedge fund. Shit, I know everybody. I can get a whole bunch of money under management. I could do this, do that. I don't know how to do no hedge fund. The first meeting, I will call these hedge fund managers. I mean, the hedge fund companies be like, this is DC tag team. I'm trying to put together a hedge fund. I can get Jordan. I can get Dominique. I can get Prime Time. You know, I think I could be an asset. Can you run, can you manage what do I got to do to get, how does that work? It's like, man, blah, blah. So they go through the fan thing. But then it's like, well, can I get a meeting? So the first meeting I had was out here in Vegas. And I'm in this boardroom, and we get past all the pleasantries. And I'm like, why should I let y'all manage my fund?
Flip it.
Why? And then it's like, because DCR turns are like this, and they bring out everything, and boom, boom, boom. And what they don't realize is while they're pitching me, they're teaching me.
Oh, man.
I went through 4 rounds of that with different people, New York, LA. Now I know what a hedge fund is. I know it's not for me, right? Because I got to give up something that I love.
Yep.
But I know more about money now. So that's why I urge women to walk up into Edward Jones and be like, hey, what do y'all do? I got a bunch of money. I'm just trying to put it somewhere. What can we do? And you let them teach you while they're pitching you because they are thirstier than you are. Because you know what the perception is.
Well, even at a strip club, and like you said, you don't know who you're talking to, and a lot of guys, like I said, they want to tell you about themselves and what they do and how to do it. It's just a lot of girls don't give them that.
But
moment.
You know what? That's not the place to do it.
Yeah,
that ain't the place to do it. If you go into Raymond James and you be like, look, this is what I do. I make a lot of money. They're going to start talking to you about things that you can do. Then you go to somebody else, they're going to start talking to you about things you could do. Then, once you know all the things you could do, now you can put your own hustle together and be like, I'm gonna roll with them. And then what? And because this is how it happened to me. I was going to get some soap because I knew this girl liked this soap and it make her horny because it smelled good. And I seen the Edward Jones across the way, and I walked in. I was like, her name was Amanda Jones, and I said, I make a lot of cash, but I spend a lot of money, and I want to do better. You know what I mean? And she was like, okay, so this is, and she explained it to me. She's like, this is what we do. We set you up some accounts, and we got a bunch of little buckets. SEP IRA, Roth IRAs, this, investments here, and every year, you put a little bit in each of these buckets, and we fill up these buckets every year. You still got a bunch of money in your pocket. But when you get money, fill these buckets up first. And I did that for years and did it low and slow and made a lot of money. It compounded so incredible. I was getting a check from the club. I never saw the check because it went straight to my investment accounts. You see what I'm saying? And then because I do my own bookkeeping, all that cash comes in. I get everything that I do is an expense because I run my life like a corporation. That's how you practice. That's the first thing I did, run my life like a corporation. So if I'm a C Corp, what can I do? You get to be creative now, right? Well, as a C Corp, your house can be your office. And any other thing is only a half or a quarter. But they change the tax codes every year, so you got to get somebody that goes to those IRS meetings every year. Come back and tell you this is what they changed this year. Now you get to do your hustle. Boom. You see what I'm saying?
This guy's crazy.
Whoop, there it is.
You see what I'm saying?
There it is.
So all the things that I do have allowed me and Steve Rowland to have a 30-year career on one fucking song.
So when you're saying my man Steve Rowland, that's actually his last name? So you're not saying
Gibson,
Rowland?
Steve Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My man Steve Rowland. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? And I know that everybody can do this, but it ain't for everybody. It's not. There's some people that you just never gonna convince to do shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just the way it is. And I stopped doing that a long time ago. It's like, I'm here for you. Like, I have a lot of female friends. I'm here for you.
You can't want it more than they do.
Yeah. I said, I will support you and set you up, but I ain't about to do it for you. You got to show me it's worth it. Right? Because, and then the factor that negates everything is that I don't need no pussy. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm a master jacker offer.
Oh my God.
But who is it though?
Do you have that in your resume?
Who is it though? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know,
that would be a great icebreaker on a resume if you put that.
What do you do?
Master jerker.
yeah, exactly, right? No, but I'm just saying that it's not the most important thing because it has. I've seen the most beautiful and been with the most beautiful women in the world. What is left? Right? And that's just not how I was made. My parents, I know what marriage and all that. They've been together. My parents was together for 50-something all my life. Right? I've watched. I know what it takes. So when a girl's like, how come you ain't asked me to marry you? Because I know what marriage takes. You just want to be married so you can tell your friends that you married.
Yep.
I ain't going for that. Right? I love you, but you don't even do this. Like, but that, you know, it's unfair because I cook better than most people's mamas, but I'm like, and I intimidate people. So it's like, you don't even cook, you don't do, but they got to do things, we got to work together. I will do anything for you if we work together, right? I need you to have the desire I have to want to win, to want to achieve the goals and dreams that you have.
Do you feel when you're talking to somebody, do you feel they either have it or they don't?
Everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
Everybody got it, but do they want it? How bad you want it? Think about it. We all sit around and dream all day. You got it. But do you want it? How bad do you want it?
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't quit. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to learn what I got to learn. I promise you. That's how I've come up with ways to learn it easier. Go to it like I'm in the Grant Writers Association of America. Why? Because I was trying to help out this single mom because, hey, you might need to look at some grants. Well, the government this and the government that, they got all the grants. No, that ain't true. Let me get in this organization and figure it out for you. I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. Wait, at any one time, the government is only 20% of the grants. The rest are philanthropy. All these billions of dollars that people just giving away. Well, my mentors are saying that if I want to be a motivational speaker, I need to have a demo reel. So let me get a grant to talk to disadvantaged youth or incarcerated individuals just getting out so I can put them on game and then get footage of it. And then I'm killing two birds with one stone and it's paid for.
Yep.
Jesus.
Then I go to the conference. This is about a month and a half ago. I'll never forget. The first day, it's a 5-day conference. The first day, I get there. I'm just sitting there doing my little thing. Everybody talking to me. I'm meeting people and having a good time. The second day, I'm like, okay, now it's time to hustle. This big ballroom, there's 80 tables. I'm at table 44. 2 people there like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I tell them, like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And then another lady comes up. She's like chairman of the board type. And she's eating and we're talking. And I was like, do me a favor, explain to me the whole hierarchy of the grant game. If I want to get a grant to do this, she was like, well, first thing I do is get a nonprofit organization, and you're gonna have to get it under this and do this and do that. I was like, I ain't trying to do that shit. But I will do it, right? And she tells me the whole game. And I'm like, she's like, I'm a funder. I said, what's a funder? She said, they give me the money and then I give the money out. I've been on both sides. I've been on the grant writing side and I've been on the funding side. So that's why I joined that organization, because I don't want just Pookie down the street to write my grant. I want somebody who's been doing this for 40 years, who's got $8 billion worth of grants that they've won under their belt. I will pay them an exorbitant amount of money because I know they're going to write the grant right, because all a grant writing thing is the presentation. How can I make you look good?
The money's already there. Yeah,
the money's already there. So you got to make the person believe that you're worthy of having that money to do what you want to do, and then you're held accountable. So she tells me the whole thing, and then we're eating and having a good time. And I was like, because really I was like, see how this setup is? I would just have loved to. This is what I need. If I was up there for 10 minutes and just could record it, that would have been enough. She was like, shh, I would have gave you 5 minutes. You DC a tag team. You could have just got up and introduced somebody and got the footage. Or we could have did it where nobody was in here and you would have had that stage. I was like, I could do that with every organization I'm in. Like, ideas are just crisscrossing, but I'm pulling out the ones that I know that are going to work for me. Mm-hmm. Then she's like, wait a minute, you're a motivational speaker. So I got it. Don't do the nonprofit stuff. She said, when you get to writing your book, do a course for all these things that you wanted to get a grant for, right? Get them printed up, and then I will sell them to the nonprofits, and that's how you make your money.
Jesus.
I was like,
word.
Thank you. And I left and went back to Atlanta because I didn't need to be at that conference no more.
Yeah,
I got my game.
I was gone. Yeah.
I was done.
So day 2?
I was done. Day two.
Yeah.
I was done. All I was going to do was just meet people the rest of the time. Couldn't nobody tell me no better game than that.
Yeah.
And I knew it, right?
Yeah.
Like with AIBA, this is what kills me. See, here's the problem with artists. Artists expect people to give them shit. They've been pampered. They still think they're back in 1995 when don't nobody give a fuck. That's why you're limited in how many shows you do, because don't nobody know. But what I did is they were telling me, we only got one song, DC, back 2017 when I was depressed. I was like, I want to start doing concerts. I want to start doing shows again. I want to go on tour. It's like, well, you only got one song, DC, so we can't put you on the roster. I was like, yeah, but it's whoop, there it is, man. Yeah, but we need more. And they would just treat me like a sucker. So I was like, all right. And I joined the International Entertainment Buyers Association. Called AIBA. And this is where all the buyers of concerts are. Every concert you could think of, every Vegas act, every tribute band, every Ice Capades, everything. I joined this organization. I put on a big Whoop There It Is t-shirt because I billboard when I go to conventions. I'm walking around, everybody's like, so hey, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm just trying to, got a clean 90s nostalgic rap show, and I'm just trying to see what we can do. Now, if I hadn't said we're a clean 90s rap in the thousands, I was like, I'm a rap group and I'm trying to get some shows. They'd be like, man, they would do like the insurance and this and that, and people going to kill each other. You see what I'm saying? But I said clean 90s nostalgic rap show. I've negated all that. I had a lady that had 35 shows for me to do the Ice Capades. Just intermission tag team. But she wasn't paying no money, right? It's like, that would have been good. And then she wanted to be exclusive. So there's different things. But that convention, me and Chubby Checker, the only black dudes in there out of 3,000 people.
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker, my dog.
Yeah.
He be there every year. One of the dudes from the Eagles be there. He don't put me on game. Like, there's certain, this year, I go to every mixer they do. They got them in New York, LA, and Nashville. And I'm meeting all these these are buyers. These are the people who can pay you. This is Universal. This is Pyramid. This is CM and William Morris and all the booking agents. These are all the people that put on concerts. This is Live Nation. This is everybody. I know them all now because of that organization. Because I go to the conferences and I meet them and I ask them questions. And I say, well, how do you do what you do? And they tell me, now I can put together a plan to get in front of them without them even knowing I'm getting in front of them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I go to Pam. Pam Matthews is the CEO of AIBA. I said, Pam, I want to perform this year in the showcase. She's like, what? Because the showcase is for people who trying to get on.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Pam, I need to perform. What's the ticket? She gave me the ticket. I was like, what? Here. And I was like, I don't care how much it would have cost because I know that this convention is going to be every convention this year is going to be the bomb because we've been a convention and people just want to hug each other now. They miss each other.
Yeah.
Right? So now I pay. And now she's like, I'm going to put you second. I was like, what? That's how my ego got to me a little bit. I was like, okay, I trust you. She's like, no, I know what I'm talking about. And it's in this country bar called Whiskey Stallion or something. But it holds like 3,000 people. So now we're in front of all the buyers in the industry. All the people who can pay me. State fairs, county municipal fairs, NFL sporting events. Anybody who hires people for entertainment. And
cruises.
We do our show and drop that energy on their ass. And man, they weren't dancing and jumping through the roof and it wasn't like that, but it was a great audition. And I saw it. And I took Steve back to the hotel because he was tired. I was like, I'm coming back. Because I would usually go back to the hotel too, but I'm coming back. I came back and everybody, it was packed. And they weren't even listening to them bands no more. Because it was a social thing now. I probably took 150 pictures. And all the money that I paid for to go to that convention and do that, I got back in an hour because we booked the show just like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? And now you don't know when they're going to come and be like, you know what? We saw a tag team at AIBA. It just falls out the sky now. We're an option. I planted those seeds.
Or when the name comes across their desk, they're like, yeah.
Can you tell people, DC, where they can find you at? We're gonna
type in DC Glenn.
DC Glenn.
That was your thing earlier.
What would be
type in
socials?
tag team. Type in DC Glenn. Type in Whoop. There it is. All roads lead to me.
First page, he said.
First page on any of them.
How about you, Domo Monster?
Domo Monster 7
and
on IG.
I am on just the Green Room Radio.
At DJ Super James. Make sure you guys hit me up. DC,
Thank
man, it was a pleasure. I feel like we could have sat here for another 9 hours.
See, y'all
I
about to fall asleep.
I was looking at her. She's got babies.
Yeah.
I unfortunately smoked a blunt.
Oh, you know what?
Before.
I'm gonna give you this game. Remember what I was telling you about the restaurant?
Yeah.
Well, you have a child.
Yeah.
What are the things that you swear by that would help other mothers?
What I swear?
Think about it. If there's a certain thing that you really swear by that helps your child and that can help other mothers, you could represent that and put it on a page and have an affiliate link to Amazon or whatever, and then write about it, and then optimize it and be on the first page of it. And now you get them thousands of people coming through and be like, I need that because they're looking, how do I have my child to stop teething? I got you, girl. This thing right here, I swear by it.
Oh, I got some of those.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's the game. That's the game. But you got to know the SEO and all that to even make that happen. Most people don't. They just throw up on a page and think it's going to happen.
Right.
But that
is getting buried in
that is why.
No, I'll tell you. For sleep training, man, you know, you don't even know that you need to figure out how to teach this child to sleep because when they're in your belly, they're like swimming, right? I went everywhere. I was on YouTube, and this girl was like, hey, I got my daughter sleep trained. She's like, I did this program. I can't teach it, but you got to go there. I went there, and then there's a little like fucking preview, and she said, hey, $250, you take this course. You'll learn it forever. I said, that's all I want for Christmas. Literally got that shit. Followed it all the way through. Bam.
That's what I'm saying. You are enough.
It worked.
Always. Whether you're a DJ, whether you do what your experience is invaluable because we're all sitting here because shit doesn't work for us.
Got it.
All you gotta do is tell people how to do it and apply a product to it. But not even that. Just tell the story.
Yeah.
So do you think that we could get a verse out of you for our green room radio?
I'll give you a drop though.
A drop? Okay,
Yeah,
we
let's
can
get
do
a
a
drop.
drop.
So, what's up, party people? This is your boy DC, the brain supreme of Tag Team, and you're rocking in the green room radio. Whoop! There it is.
Whoop.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
All right, and we will see you all back
Thank
next
you.
week.
Sir.
Peace out.